Welcome back, MikiDz Podcast, episode 48.
48, you know.
Question mark.
You know the vibes.
We are back, fresh off Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Fresh off, I think I saw the highest COVID positive testing. So we're not surprised why. But
we're going to be canceled till the 4th of July.
Yeah, it's feeling
reset. Everyone's going to go back inside and we'll come back out.
Yeah, but we're being responsible, at least, you know, as much as we can. And you might notice a special guest, special voice in the house.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
The one and only DJ A-Man. What's good, man?
Let's go.
A-Man's in the building.
You just got back in town, right?
Yeah, man. I was hiding out in the
Jamaica?
North Bay for about 10 weeks where there was very low COVID counts.
Right.
Smart man.
Right.
Yeah, I think as soon as I got word that this was all about to go down, I pretty much packed my shit up.
Oh, so you've been gone for a couple months.
Yeah, I just got back a couple days ago to check on things here.
There you go.
Creating content.
Yeah. Well, good place to start.
Yeah.
Good place to start, right
Good
here.
stop number one.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been creating content for it feels like the last couple of weeks with all the fundraising, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And we are also fresh off of MikiWAR's birthday.
The bigger holiday,
The-
the Memorial Day weekend.
MikiWAR's birthday
Get that man
celebration on
dropping
Twitch.
Stuff. You know the
let me get
applause
that.
and shit. Hit the buttons on this nigga.
Yo, you know what's crazy is shout out to Ian Fletcher. He had hit me. He's like, because I sent him the thing for me doing the live stream or whatever. He's like, man, we were supposed to be at Avenue tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
I haven't even thought of a
Right.
venue or a gig
Mm-hmm.
in months, and
Right.
I was like, damn, it would have been tight. You know,
Yeah.
Tuesday night, industry night, celebrating at midnight. But you know what? Found
Fuck
an
it. You made the
excuse.
best of it.
Yeah,
It
I
is
made the
what it
best
is.
of it.
Safe and sound.
Yeah, safe and sound. I was here at the store across from us from the MikiDz set. Basically turned upstairs into like a mini studio. Got the whole green screen set up.
Listen, Avenue wouldn't be able to provide the graphics that you did. That's all I'm going
The
to say.
production
The
value. is
production
crazy
value.
over
I
here.
don't even think they have the
Level.
screen to do all that.
Exactly.
Honestly, we should just have green screens at every venue. I know it wouldn't look great
Yeah.
inside, but
Yeah.
the production side of things is kind of fun. Pre-production for sure.
Not a lot of sparklers and bottle service girls, but you did okay.
I did all right. I did all right.
For you guys that don't know, Miki, for the first time, stream live this week.
Officially.
Right?
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah.
There
Because you
go.
did, the first one was on IG and then the second one was on Twitch, correct?
Right.
Yeah. And the green screen had everybody talking like, yo, what the fuck? And I was just like, hey, man, he was quiet for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see why.
He was setting up shop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Danger. He helped me like test a couple things early on,
Mhm.
like concepts
The-
and
Troubleshooting.
troubleshooting and
He's the Geek Squad.
No, I was just
he's the model.
I was just a model. He was being the Geek Squad in the
I was
background.
for sure geek squatting. I've been plotting for a while, and I don't know. Like I shout out to everybody who's been doing streaming. That shit's tough.
Yeah,
Keeping up
man.
with the chat, especially on Twitch, is a different experience because at least with IG Live, you're like, I don't know, you're already used to the format and seeing
Yeah.
everything. And I think I was just paranoid because of the copyright issues
Yeah.
on IG. So like I thought I was like, oh man, I'm gonna play a record and it's gonna cut me off, and then I gotta reset, and I don't know if that's gonna throw me off. And
Yeah.
I had talked to both the guys and just kind of said like, yo, am I doing too much? Is this doing too crazy? But we just shot my
They
shot.
said absolutely, but keep going.
But keep going, yeah. So
Well, you think about what was going on a few months ago where DJs were like, fuck it, let's go live.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was just a very basic setup.
Yeah.
So,
There's
to do
that
too
one
much
guy.
isn't really
Shout
like
out
too
to that
much
one
now.
DJ that brought out the screen with the 1,000 people in Zoom in the
Yeah.
background. And,
right,
yeah. Somebody turned it up. They raised the bar.
yeah.
Well,
So-
you see it, then you say, how do you do that? So you do your
Right.
research, and then the last 2 months, the evolution of this has been really cool. And no, you're not doing too much because
Right.
it continues to change and it gets better.
It's going to get a lot better from here. for
Yeah.
sure.
No, for sure. And I mean, with a platform like Twitch too, like they house so many gamers, and those
Yeah.
dudes are like
Nuts.
Yeah.
next level, like on their shit. So
They're like Japan and we're like the US. They were like,
in some ways, yeah,
like,
for sure. So yeah, it was just a fun opportunity. Was able to start in DJ Khaled's sneaker closet.
There you go.
Traveled into Drake's hallway. You know, it's the only way I was gonna have 4-foot cause pieces in my background.
Right.
And then
Ended in the DeLorean.
oh yeah, and then the DeLorean,
The Mario
at the end.
Brothers.
But I think the video game scene had the biggest reaction,
Dope.
which was behind the scenes the most stressful shit I've ever done in my life, because rendering video is unpredictable, and I forgot a cable that connected my external hard drive from my laptop. Like I have the USB-C because I have the new laptop, but I didn't have the regular USB to plug it into my the desktop that was running everything. And I just had to airdrop it and prayed that the 20 minutes it took to load the damn video, and it failed. And it was like, I think I was supposed to start streaming at 11:30, and it like finished uploading at 11:30.
It's like the laws of the DJ gods. Something has to go wrong before you have to DJ.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Even
but,
after the test run.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah, no, for all the time. I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, different things going on, different ideas. I like the DeLorean thing didn't happen until 11 o'clock is when I started building it, like the scene. And so it's I don't know. It's a good starting point. I'm excited. It was fun. I think that's the most important thing. And I didn't get to put as much time into the music thing, into the music playlist.
Yeah.
But I think it was just about connecting with the crowd and throwing it up on the MAG website. I thought that was something I wanted to do differently.
That was
versus
clean.
like driving everybody to Twitch, even though it's on Twitch.
Yeah.
But we can still grab people that, you know, I don't know. My mom tuned in and she was just like, you know.
Did she see the
easy.
comments?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's
I hope
good.
not. I hope not. Yo, the comments were crazy. They're pretty hilarious. Danger did a great job, kind of filtering.
Just keeping it flowing.
Yeah.
Just say a bunch of random shit. Keep it rolling.
And I'm such a like new guy onto Twitch that I like didn't realize you could put a moderator, and everybody's questioning why Danger's not a moderator. I was like, I should have made Danger a moderator because God forbid.
And I told Mike I was gonna just watch this while doing the dishes, and I thought, no, I can't do both. This ain't happening. I gotta like
be involved.
I know, you know, he needs everyone's help in this, so we all got to keep our hands free for this.
Yeah, no, everybody did their thing. So
That's dope.
appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. Happy birthday.
fun. Thanks.
That was your present from us.
Yeah, moderating.
That's all I needed.
Unofficial
I
moderators.
just needed you guys in the chat. You know what I mean?
That's what
Yeah.
friends
So-
are for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're here for. Anyway, moving on. Amen. We got in the building.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Tis himself.
And you've been pretty busy.
Yeah, man. I think the last 2 weeks of my life have probably been the most insane 2 weeks as far as like how many people I've talked to.
Right.
Yeah.
And just trying to figure out how to pull this off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess we should start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let the people
good.
know. Some people,
Yeah.
even, you know, I mean, obviously everyone in California knows what's going on, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of people outside of Cali aren't aware to what's going
So
on.
once the COVID kind of hit, and we pretty much, all the DJs pretty much knew it was over.
Right.
The entire industry came to a halt, and there was no money coming in for the foreseeable future. And we definitely, you know, people like prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
So we already knew in our heads like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a while. Like it's gonna be over. But I don't think people really had the time and energy because they're worried about their families and all that more
Right.
important stuff. They didn't really think about how this is gonna financially affect them as far as like having your gigs canceled indefinitely.
Right.
So I think there was a couple people across the country that were kind of thinking the same thing that I was thinking. So I kind of just started to prepare some type of plan of action to try and help people out.
Yeah.
And what was cool about it at that time that I was trying to figure out how we were going to survive this was that all the DJs across the world went to Instagram Live, they went to Facebook, they went to Twitch, and they started playing music.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like literally the scariest time of our life. And
Yeah.
DJs were like, we got you. And everybody started going live.
Right.
And it was really cool to see that. But it also kind of created a lot of noise. If you're a DJ, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Once everybody starts going live, you're like, oh, well, damn, how do I break through this? You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So me personally, instead of like jumping for the live thing, I was like, you know, what can I do to have a a bigger impact and really use my platform to help out. Because, that's what we do. We're hustlers. Like, we jump in to action as soon as we see the opportunity. And I started making some phone calls and trying to figure out kind of a process to bring the community together. And at the same time, I saw DJ Envy in New York put together a relief fund through GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much what I was thinking, because the first thought that went through my mind was, why doesn't somebody like Drake, who's made epic millions of dollars, no shade to Drake, but like, why hasn't someone that's made all this money saw this opportunity to go in and rally up for the DJs?
Right.
Because these are the guys that basically have helped everybody become millionaires.
Yeah.
Right.
And I really couldn't understand why somebody that had like in a crazier tax bracket than myself wouldn't try and like make that kind of play.
Right.
So I started calling my friends and managers and artists and all that. And I was like, hey, like, now's the time.
Right.
DJs don't get shit from artists ever.
Yep.
Anytime you meet an artist, the first time you meet them, they say, man, if I get popping, I'm going to look out for you. Like,
Right.
Don't even trip. Every artist has said that at some point in their life
And I think a lot of
to a
artists
DJ
think,
homie.
I think a lot of artists think, well, I took that picture with you, so
Yeah,
you posted that picture, so you got
Right.
some clout
So
from it.
there's always kind of been that. But at the end of the day, like very, very few, I won't say none, but very few have kind of like went back and done actually what they said they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of artists that have their own DJ and they obviously take care of their DJ.
Right.
But it's never quite this, a balanced situation. So I started making phone calls and I started just reaching out to people and say, hey, like these guys are screwed. Like I know DJs, I'm talking to DJs that are having issues because they have a 1-year-old child that they don't know how they're going to feed because they're a full-time DJ.
Right.
These guys were doing 20 gigs a month and now they have none. And it's not like they can run out and just go get a regular job during the COVID shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So after kind of getting it all situated, Envy launched his thing. There was a couple other DJs that started launching their things. I started calling everybody and seeing what the best way was. And the GoFundMe really seemed very easy to deal with for the average person to make a donation and really see what was going on.
Right.
So I got with GoFundMe and just launched it. And I used the Young California platform to really kind of like get the word out. And I called upon like my like real close homies, like, hey, like this is what I'm about to do. This is how it's going to rock. Like, I need you guys to jump in. And a lot of them have faith in me because we've done so many cool things in the past that, I'm blessed that they were like, we got you. You know what I mean? So we launched it about 2.5 weeks ago. I think it was like a Monday at 4 p.m. I had already been like kind of plotting everything for probably like a month before it went live. Yeah. But once I got some confirmations from some big homies, it was like, okay, we're gonna do this.
Right.
And I was and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work because there's people all over the world that think I'm gonna put up a GoFundMe and no one ever donates anything to it.
Well, who were, if you don't mind me asking, who were the first handful of artists to kick it off to really like that you blasted?
The first person that I got and I talked to and I like it really made me think that like I was really going to push the button on it was G-Eazy. I talked to him and his management. And I basically said, this is what's happening. And they were like, we got you.
Yeah.
No questions asked. We got you. And it was like, as soon as he told me that, or his camp told me that, and I was able to kind of like get everything, okay, this is how I'm going to we're going to basically execute it. As soon as they told me, I was like, yeah, it's a go. Like we're running this. And, for people that don't know outside of California, Young California as a platform has basically helped develop the last decade of West Coast artists.
Right.
Through, just exposing them through a network of DJs and influencers and all that stuff.
Right.
But because we have those relationships, I literally called everybody. I was like, look, this is what's going on. And people I didn't even think would tapped in.
Gotcha.
And once it kind of went live and once the first night at like 11 p.m., G came in and dropped $10,000.
Now, was that?
And it was like, once that happened,
yeah.
it was like, let's go.
So let me ask you this: with G and his camp, you had it lined up pre-launch.
Yeah, I basically had been working on this for a month before.
Okay.
Trying to troubleshoot and figure out, like, there's like IRS stuff involved.
Yeah, of course.
There's all types of.
So then my question is, from the point you launched to 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was.
Was it like?
It was crazy. I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I, like, is this going to work? What am I doing?
Right.
I know my heart's in a good place.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we're doing this for the right reasons.
Right.
Like, I hope that other people understand. Because it's hard. As a DJ, everyone's always kind of like trying to glorify, I'm the cool guy. Like, my life is dope.
Right.
And it's like, no, in actuality, it's not. Like, the rapper's life is dope.
Right.
But most DJs aren't making that much money.
Right.
There's a lot of producers that do festivals that make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's a very, very small percentage
Right.
to the amount of people that actually own DJ equipment.
Right. And then was the amount like something you already knew?
I didn't know how much money he was going to put in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when that happened, it was like, okay.
Because originally, I almost thought that I was going to do this and take care of the young California DJs. Originally, I was like, I'm going to be able to look out for the crew.
Yeah.
And as long as I could do that, at least I did something
Yeah.
for my people that have been around me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Through the mud.
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, from the outside looking in, the guys could put in their perspective. But
Yeah.
at first I was like, damn, that's dope that he's doing that for young California.
Yeah. So
Never did I think like.
Originally, I was like, if I only make, I wanted to do it for everybody, but
Right.
I was like, if I only make this much money,
Right.
at least I can look out for the people around
So
me.
originally you started off asking for 25K or 50K?
Yeah, originally I was like, if I could get 25K, I could take care of like the homies that are going through it right now.
Right.
And then obviously as it went, I was like, okay, now I can help 100 people.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I can help 200 people.
Right.
And that was like the beauty of the whole thing. And I remember, I think it was like the second day, Mustard came in and dropped another 10,000.
Right.
Wow.
And I literally almost like started crying because like my mom called me and was like, this is going to be big. Like you're doing something like for people that really need it.
Yeah.
And once that hit, I was like on a mission. I was like,
and that
I'm
wasn't
calling
pre-thought
everybody.
or like pre-discussed. That just happened.
No, that just happened.
Damn.
Wow.
And the
That's
crazy
sick.
thing with that is I was on the phone with Dre Sinatra.
Yeah.
And once the G thing happened, everyone was like, oh shit, amen's, here goes amen again. Like here comes another rabbit out the hat.
Right.
So Dre called me, and once the G thing went through and the next morning we woke up, there was like money in this GoFundMe. Dre was like, let's go.
Right.
And he's like, I'm getting on the phone right now.
Yeah.
And so he called Mustard
Oh shit.
because we were coming up with names like, who could we call? And these are all our homies. These are our family.
Right.
So he was like, I'm going to call Mustard right now. And Mustard literally in that moment, he must have just literally reached in, grabbed his credit card and did it. Because there was like, it was just like, boom.
Heartbeat.
He dropped in a heartbeat. He dropped another 10K.
That's crazy.
And Dre Sinatra called me and he's like, yeah, what? Yeah, what? He's like, you know, he was super excited too, because we were like, damn, this is really going to be something.
Right.
And then it was like, you know, everybody just jumped in on it. And I think in like, it was maybe like a couple days, we were at $55,000.
Right.
Wow.
And it was, I think it was like less than 48 hours. We were at 55 grand.
Crazy.
And at that point, we already knew we were helping more people than us.
Yeah.
So it was like, let's go. Let's see how many people we can help.
See, the evolution is dope because for a second I was like, man, yo, California about to be rich.
Because I already knew going through the stuff with GoFundMe and with the IRS and all that stuff. You know, they only let you do a certain amount of money per person before it becomes taxable.
Right.
So I already knew that we weren't taking any of this money.
Right.
Like we were going to do a one-time gift.
Right.
Whatever the max was, that is not that much money, but we were going to do that for as many people as possible.
That's dope.
So we already knew going into it that was the case. I just didn't think anyone was going to drop $10,000.
Right.
So we weren't really like planning for that.
So now you're stuck with all this money. I don't know what to do with it.
You know what I'm stuck
Put
with
it in
is
the
a bunch
bank,
of
get some
DMs from
interest.
DJs that want all this money.
Fuck a booking. I'm trying to get that GoFundMe.
Yes, it was interesting because as we were going, you know, everything was by design, but it was kind of like a spectator sport. Like everyone was like, what are these young California guys up to? Like we see all these dollar signs, but like what's happening?
Right.
And then the first check cleared from GoFundMe.
Oh shoot.
And then I shot 100 DJs in 24 hours money in California.
Ooh.
And it was like, it went from a spectator sport to like cheerleading. Like it was just like, oh my God,
Wow.
thank you.
Yeah.
And you know, I can't say anybody's names or anything because it's like, obviously we want to keep it confidential because I don't want to talk about people's struggles. But, you know, as soon as those started hitting, bro, like I had DJs sending me videos of them crying, saying thank you. And it's like, it's all people we know.
Yeah.
Like from the people that are opening up at nightclubs in Hollywood to like the OGest of OG DJs out here that you respect to a T.
Right.
Like, you know, we just started helping because I basically everyone asks, how do you pick the person? How do you qualify? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I already set up a list going into this, not even knowing that I was going to hit that many people. I already had a list of like 200 DJs.
Wow.
Because I knew that was going to be a problem.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I went through and picked up the list, and then I basically just started going down the list, calling every single person. Hey, do you need money? If you do, I got you right now. If you don't, I'm going to pass it to somebody that does.
Did anybody pass?
Did anyone pass?
You know, interesting enough, all the biggest DJs, not even just in LA, but the biggest DJs all passed. And they told me, I actually know somebody that needs help. Can
That's
you
dope.
send my money to this person?
That's dope.
Yeah. So there was no weirdo shit. Like the whole thing. Cause this is really a crazy time.
Right.
Like this is a real crazy time. And people know we are all in a bad place.
Yeah.
So there's no like, you know, there's none of that weirdo shit happening.
Yeah.
Right.
So if it's people know, like if I have a job, I'm good. If I don't have a job, there's literally a quarter of the population unemployed right now, or whatever the statistic is.
So what's the cap? What's your goal now?
Right now, we're at a goal of $150,000. It's been about 2 weeks, and we're going to cap it soon because we're not just trying to take people's money to give it to people that are not like professional DJs or whatever.
Right.
Are you guys only having artists donate, or who else?
No, there's a lot of people donating.
Have DJs donated to it as well?
Yeah, there's a couple people that have donated, but I mean, the biggest donations come from celebrity DJs. Yeah. But for the most part, you know, I really went to the artists and said, like, this is the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know,
You felt like you pressed them?
And now is the time, you know, now is the time for you to kind of like step up and hear our call.
Well, I can't imagine DJs are throwing it in their face pre-COVID saying, hey, I helped you come up. Like, you know, DJs are just like, yo, you're doing your thing, keep killing it.
Yeah.
So I don't think DJs were bugging these guys.
Nah.
What about me? You said this. You said you looked out for me.
that's always, you know, we've always, as a DJ, you kind of always just keep it moving. And that's part of your thing is you help people.
Yeah.
Like you break music, you play people's music. You don't really benefit from it for the most part. But you know, that's their thing and you have your thing. And most DJs have pride, so they're not really gonna sit there and bug people like that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a tight community between artists, DJs, producers, you know, people that work at nightclubs or venues.
Yeah.
It's a pretty tight community. So,
yeah, I think that might be not hard for a lot of people to wrap their heads around, but because we're in Los Angeles, where it is pretty tight out here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, if we saw OT Genesis, a club like, oh, OT's here, cool.
Yeah.
But I imagine in some of the middle states or states where they don't have celebs,
like you're not bumping into people every day.
They might freak out. So you know, if you really think about it, it's really cool that there is that tight niche between the artists and DJs. Same in New York and I imagine Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just stepping back. So spoiled out here in LA.
Yeah, no, LA.
Stepping back and looking at it's pretty cool.
It's definitely crazy that LA, there's something happening every day, all the time, you know, and you definitely take it for granted. But if you know, a lot of people come from outside of LA to come out here for work.
Yeah.
It's, you know, even myself, like the Bay, we're kind of spoiled more with like the tech stuff. But, you know, coming out here, it's like, that's kind of why we came out here, because there's so much going on. There's so much activity in the profession that we're in.
Right.
So, Yeah, it's crazy. And we have great relationships out here. And this is definitely, this campaign has shown that.
Yeah.
It's shown that like, yo, you actually do know a lot of people that can help. And if you just make a phone call and explain what's happening, like you can make a world of difference. I mean, think about it. 250 DJs are about to get tax-free money, to help them with whatever they need help with.
Right.
And that's just from the relationships and making phone calls.
Right.
And you guys were able to give money to DJs outside of Cali as well, too, right?
We haven't. We haven't yet.
Haven't?
I've made sure that it was for local DJs.
Okay.
That was like a big part of it. I was worried because I had a couple phone calls that like some people had told some really big artists about what we were doing. And I was kind of worried that someone would come in and drop like $100K on me or something like that. And in that sense, I would have restructured to help up more people, obviously.
Sure.
Young America.
yeah. But for what we were doing, I really wanted to make sure that we were taking care of like our communities.
Absolutely.
And, Charlie B did his for all the Canadian DJs. Shout out to him. Envy did it for a lot of the big DJs across the country. Eminem and Shade 45 did it for all the Detroit DJs.
Very
nice.
There's like there's a lot of movements, and I've actually had a lot of phone calls with other DJs in different cities that want to do the same thing. They don't probably have the celebrity level that we do, but they also have less DJs, so it takes less money to make the impact.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
can you imagine if Pitbull did it for all the globalization DJs? that's a lot of mouths to feed.
We're gonna hold on to that idea.
He got the coin for that?
He does. No, he does. Phenom does too. Come on, Phenom.
Yeah.
Just put Edwin on blast.
Come on, Phenom.
Take it out your
but
take it out of the DJ City money.
It's
Beat source.
It's been crazy talking. Like I've been on the phone nonstop with trying to get donations for the DJs.
Right.
I've been talking to the DJs themselves. I've had to deal with a lot of GoFundMe and Cash App and IRS and et cetera to make sure that everything is done how it's supposed to be done.
Right. Was 10 the max, or did someone be a jerk and they put 10 and 1 and it's like play my record more than the other guy?
No, definitely can't.
It was a bin noir.
I could see that.
Yeah, bin noir.
Definitely,
Listen, I'm gonna give you 10.5.
With the job that I do for a living,
Right.
I had to make sure that everything was very, by the book.
2020 payola.
We're definitely not getting involved in any of that.
None of that.
Yeah. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
Not here.
But on their side too, right? Like, I mean, I don't think it's something that anyone's hiding, but like, it's also a really good write-off for them, isn't it? As a donation. And I'm not trying to paint that picture for the artist, and that's why
like
they would do it.
I think that they probably could find better write-offs if they really wanted to.
No, for sure.
But I think that what this was is more of like for your community. Like this, like the DJs are your brothers and sisters. If you're a rapper, the DJs are your homies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they know that. And so when like if rap music shut down tomorrow, if there was no streaming or nothing,
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we would probably look out for them if we could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, they just deep down know, damn, the people that helped me get to where I am are screwed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is the least I could do.
Yeah. I'm not trying to paint that picture for anyone. I think what they've done is
amazing.
Is honestly, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And if there's an opportunity, just in financial sense, to help someone and impact them directly in such a great way. And then obviously there's other ways to that stuff makes sense for them. Like, it's kind of no brainer when you're that successful.
No, for sure. And that's why my original thought was like, why is somebody not at like the highest caliber? Why have they not thought of this? Because it seems like such an easy play.
Right.
Why wouldn't you just blanket the country one time?
To some degree, it's understandable why they wouldn't, because I bet a lot of people are so concerned about their own house or what they like. It's an easy situation to hit the panic button. Like, shit, what do I do for income? No matter how wealthy you are or whatever, it's like it's understandable if you're just worried about yourself. But a lot of these guys, they're fine. So why wouldn't you?
I just think that
make
once
it a
you're
thing?
past like 100 million or something like that,
Easy.
my big 150,000 is not, you know,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for how many people we're actually helping. And that, you know, that's just part of it. It's just like, hey man, whatever you could do, it's all good. We're not asking for much. We just collectively want the community to come together.
Yeah.
Do you think if G-Eazy would have dropped 20K, everyone else would have followed with 20K?
Would have matched him.
I don't know. I don't know what everybody's financial situations are.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I don't know. He definitely set the bar high.
Right.
You know what I mean? And God bless him for that.
Right.
Because a lot of people followed at that number or whatever the case is.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're not even really tripping off of like how much people really donate.
Mhm.
It's more so of like, we just appreciate people tapping in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Taking action.
when you go to my Instagram and see the flyers dropping like every day and you're like, damn, Roddy Rich, like,
Right.
damn, YG, you know, damn, Ty Dolla Sign,
Right.
E40.
Yeah.
And then you see Marshmello drop 15,000. Like, you know,
Oh, so somebody did drop more than 10.
yeah, Marshmello came in with the flex.
I mean,
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean that's probably how much the helmet runs.
Yeah. for
But
real.
yeah, but the, you
How
know,
much his rider is.
it's just cool to see that everybody
Here's my M&Ms.
like, you know, come in and just kind of like, it's a nod to the DJ.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
dope.
mean? And then the fact that we're able to really call everybody and really send them money, like they got their money immediately,
Yeah.
is like amazing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man.
So you named a couple of them. Who were the kind of like the big players? It was Roddy, Marshmello, Mustard.
I mean, just
G-Eazy.
in the first like couple days, it was like G-Eazy, Mustard, Khaled, Marshmello. It just kept
Ty
going.
jumped in there.
Yeah, Ty and Kaylani kind of they just did theirs this week.
Okay.
But
Oh, yeah,
there,
because that was the beginning.
yeah,
gotcha.
but there's a bunch of
Eric
There's a lot.
Bellinger.
yeah, Mozzie,
Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage.
I'm looking at your Instagram.
run through them.
Hey, man, listen,
run through them. Give them some credit,
I know,
man.
I know
Artist
you.
trading cards.
I know
Give
you
them some
guys-
credit for that.
I know you guys probably hear this enough, but man, for real, like what you guys are doing is amazing. And
Yeah.
and like you said, why didn't an artist think about doing this? And for a DJ to do it, because we're in such a competitive industry.
Yep.
And you know, yeah, we're a community, but we're still fighting for the same job, you
Yeah.
know, for the most part. But for a DJ to be like, yo, I'm going through the same experience that you're going
Mhm.
through. Like all my gigs got canceled as well, but
Yeah.
I want to do something to help the rest of the DJ community out.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, it says a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope. And I know you got, like I said, you said it yourself. You guys got DJs sending you videos and crying.
It's been amazing, man. And this is by far going to go down as the biggest thing I've done. And I literally, you know, just got back from Miami DJing for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I literally, you know, like all the cool things that I've done in my career,
Yeah.
this is by far going to go down as the coolest thing I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But what if the
Yeah.
Niners had won? I'm just
that would have been big. That would have been big. But I personally wasn't on the field.
Okay, all right. True.
I would have had a ring.
I would have had a ring.
So you would have got a ring.
I would have had a ring. But I wasn't personally on the field. So yeah.
All right,
nah.
so what's the next step?
You know, I think we're just trying to close it out strong. We're just trying to, you know, get all the money cleared and get it out to the DJs so they can get immediate relief. And that'll probably be happening in the next couple of days.
Dope.
So, I mean, that's really it, man. I you know, I wish I could repay everybody that's helped out, in some form or fashion. But I think the DJs, you know, they've all been watching this whole thing happen and they've been super grateful. Like I've seen DJs from the Bay, LA, Fresno, San Diego, Sacramento. I've seen everybody like reaching out to those artists saying like, thank you, that's dope. Like we appreciate you. You know what I mean?
Let me shout out the rest just so they
Yeah,
get their
for sure.
credit on this.
I
pod.
wasn't looking at my phone, so sorry if I missed.
No, that's all right. DJ Drama, Mozzie, Yo Gotti, Eric
Yeah.
Bellinger, Future,
Yeah.
and
big
you mentioned
Future.
Kaylani.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest you already named. So yeah, shout out to all those artists.
Yeah,
That's
shout out to
dope.
them.
I'm sure-
And there's a couple people that like non-celebrity cats that came in and dropped some money too. So
Yeah.
if you go to GoFundMe.com/DJ Relief Fund, you'll be able to see like all the donations and all the updates and basically probably a better explanation of like how the whole thing worked.
I'm sure these artists are going to hit you online though when it's time for them to release some music.
Well, it just make dope shit. We ain't got no problems.
Listen here.
In the job that I'm in, that happens every day, anyways. so
but we gonna need a list.
Listen here, man.
And they should have everybody's numbers, and hey, drop this new record.
All those DJs you helped out, I need all their information right now. I'm sending the tracks.
That's definitely that. It's crazy because you would think that that's the obvious, right? Not a single artist or donor, whoever they were, not a single person asked for anything in return. They were very verbal about like, I understand the problem and I want to help out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get it. And I think a lot of these dudes know, like a OT Genesis, for example, or, YG or, Ty, they know that when they go to the club, they're going to see their homie.
Right.
They're going to see like you guys, Dre Sinatra, me. They're going to see us at the club and they're going to say, what's up? They hang out with us. These are our guys.
Right.
So it's like their friends are in trouble. You know what I mean? And they're just trying to help out. That's
what's up.
A funny story though, I'll give you guys, I haven't really told this story. This is a good one.
MikiDz drop.
Exclusive. Yeah, this is the MikiDz exclusive. This is the MikiDz exclusive. So while I was going through this and getting the money and figuring out how to basically Cash App all the DJs all this money, Cash App has a limit of $7,500 a week that you can send.
What?
Oh, wow.
And Cash App is like the hood version of anything brought to you by Square. To where they don't have customer service at all.
Right.
Like there's no phone number or email you can reach out to.
Only customer service.
It's like you go into the app.
On the line.
You go into the app and there's basically troubleshooting in the app because they've simplified this app so much that it's like if anything's wrong, it's very clear.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. So I'm trying to like get a hold of somebody because I'm like, okay, I have 50. $130,000. Like I got to send this money now.
Right.
Like these people need help right now.
Right.
So I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to get a hold of somebody at Cash App, and there's literally no way to do it. I'm like looking at LinkedIn. I'm like doing everything that I can. Right. So I find this story online. It's basically a blog that was written about how Cash App tapped into urban music to kind of like penetrate that culture to use the app. And the first person or one of the first people they actually had endorse it was Lil B the Bass God.
Wow.
So I called Lil B.
You called Lil B.
And because we're homies from like, the Bay or whatever back in the day. I hit Lil B and I said, yo, I'm not asking you for anything. I just need to know if you still have homies that work at Cash App. And he's like, hell yeah, man, I got you. And he put me in line with one of the first employees, at Square/Cash App. And within 24 hours, my limit was taken off. And they were like, you can send unlimited money.
Wow.
Damn.
And Lil B the Bass God. So all the DJs in California that receive money,
you better drop right here, Bass God. Everybody say
I need all you guys to go on your Twitter and Instagram and hit him with the thank you, Bass God.
We're gonna hear Bass God mixes everywhere now.
But it's crazy because going through this whole process, I thought that was like the funniest thing about because I've been stressing about this thing for like over a month. I've been going through everything, jumping over every hurdle, going through every hoop, and at the end of the day, like Lil B the Bass God, like saves the day.
Yeah, I was gonna ask why Cash App over Venmo.
I think because I mean just the people that I've talked to that have done stuff like this, just keeping the record, you know what I mean, and being able to just be consolidate everything and make it easy and fast and immediate. Like you can get the money immediately. I think that, other people have done this and they just said Cash App worked better.
Gotcha.
So I just, I was like, hey, if everybody's already done this, like this is like a one-man army situation when I was putting it together.
Right.
I was like, I'm going to run it this way. But I didn't know that there was that limit. So as soon as I hit that limit on the first day, it was like, why am I doing Cash App instead of PayPal or Venmo or, whatever the case was.
PayPal's a
But
whole other story.
Whole
other podcast.
You like no disses to anybody.
Right.
But it was just through recommendation. I went with Cash App.
Right.
And because everyone told me, oh, it's the easiest way to do this.
Right.
And then, but once I hit that limit, I was like, oh, this is a nightmare. If I have to wait a week and do $7,500 a week,
you gonna be doing
like this? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this
for
until
the rest of the year.
The clubs are open. So it all worked out, and shout out to Lil B.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Real hero.
Bass God.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy.
Well, hopefully we'll be back outside in clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I was just reading something today, and it's
not feeling great, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they're already like past August with it. So, I mean,
Jeez.
Who knows how much, with all your friends outside partying.
I mean, if you're in Arizona, you're doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, man. Listen.
Might have a hard reset around the corner.
Yeah, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I just hope everybody's safe. And, I hope every DJ makes it through this somehow, some way, whether they get a new hobby or whatever the case is. I definitely think DJing will never be the same. Yeah. I think that it's going to evolve light years faster than it was.
Right.
But I'm really excited with the technology, just like you're DJing in front of a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
I hope with the technology we do catch up to Japan, and and I hope that we really figure out ways to create income, and do what we did, provide great times for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and that's one of those things, and we come on this pod all the time to like preach that you got to have more than one lane
for sure.
You definitely know that by the way you've been able to create multiple, just
Yeah, man. I think DJing. I mean, I've been doing it for 20 years, so like I knew a long time ago that okay, this is cool and I can make this much money off it, but you have to use DJing as like the door opener, like that's your foundation.
Yeah.
But you have to look for other opportunities that are, close to it in the same space and culture, and really maximize on those opportunities, or else, it's not. I mean, it's really like going to the NBA, right? Like, how many people actually go to the NBA? And it's like that for DJing,
right?
There's less. There's probably a smaller number of DJs that make that much money. You know what I mean? Than in some of these leagues,
right? Yeah. Right.
So you have to really diversify and look for different revenue streams. And I've always been on the hype of like, oh, clothes, I could do that. Like, oh, whatever, I could do that. And I've always tried to come up with like the coolest ways to do that stuff that is true to me and my brand.
Right.
The thing with DJs is a lot of them just want to DJ. And we preach up and down on this podcast that you do more than that. You have the opportunity to grow not out of DJing like it's something you don't like doing, but you have the opportunity to grow and do more
for sure,
and still DJ if you choose to when you're older.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of DJs just want to DJ, but now you're in a position where a couple months from now, are you still going to have that same energy, or are you going to be looking for 9 to 5?
I mean, you guys, you probably know, just like I know, when I started DJing, everybody told me it wasn't going to work out. Like every single person was like, ha ha ha.
I think he told me.
And
don't follow in my footsteps.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that's probably what fueled like the passion. That's probably what fueled the fire. But you knew going through all that coming up that this was not going to be an easy journey.
No, not at all.
So you had to think of different ways to stand out in the crowd and pay your bills.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. And I do think the strong will survive. And I think those that are willing to evolve are really going to capitalize off of this moment. Yeah. I think the people that are just going to be mad that they can't DJ in a nightclub. Those people will probably be looking for other jobs pretty soon.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But fortunately, some of these cities are open, and some of our friends started DJing already.
True.
I talked to Cutswell, who's resident, Riot House, El Jefe on Scottsdale, and MGM, who's a resident at Hi-Fi in Tucson and a few other spots, or Funky Monk. And I asked them how I was actually curious to know, all their venues have been packed to what's available,
the new
what's
capacity,
allowed. But I asked them what they were playing, because I've been keeping up with new stuff for the globalization mixes that I do weekly, but in some of this stuff, you don't have a place to test it.
Right.
And especially with hip hop, you might hear a hip hop track and say, no, that won't work. And it's one of the biggest songs in the club. You know, you just never know with hip hop. So I asked them, are you playing new music or is a lot of recurring or just stuff before COVID? Because people probably don't know what to do with the newer stuff.
Yeah, because it's been a couple months.
Yeah. And Cutswell said that his spot focuses more on hip hop, but not like digging deep in the crates hip hop. So, but yeah, he said he's been able to play a lot of the newer stuff. And I asked MGM as well, and he said his venues don't want him to go too deep into hip hop. So, but there's a lot of house music and fun up tempo stuff that he's been able.
It's going to be interesting to see like what happens, because obviously it's my job to keep up with the music. I mean, I literally go through data and stuff every single day and look at streaming numbers, sales, Shazams. And it's interesting to see what's going to happen when this is done, because right now we're getting a lot of, as far as hip hop goes, like kind of like the hottest new records are a lot of those like Rap Caviar-esque records of Future, Young Thug, Travis Scott, Gunna, Lil Baby. It's kind of like that. And those records might not be good for a more open format situation.
For sure. Right.
For sure.
It's really good for like, you know, some real trapped out ass clubs or people that are really hip to music and streaming.
Right.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the lights come back on and kind of where the music is at. I still think people are going to be playing like Tootsie Slide and all that as soon as they get back in. But
rock stars,
I'm hoping to be locked up.
Right.
Rock stars, right?
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sure this stuff with tempo,
people are trying to do it out in the clubs. I've been waiting to do this song.
Sorry, Drizzy.
I've been practicing my TikTok so hard in this quarantine.
It's the new cha-cha slide.
One thing interesting that MGM mentioned to me was he realized, and again, he does more top 40, whereas hip hop, you're playing more for the tables.
Right.
But at his venues in Tucson, he said, I play sing-alongs because people can't go anywhere but stay at their table amongst their 5 or 6 friends.
It's crazy.
So I give them the sing-alongs to sing along to and be in that moment, as opposed to playing just something that they know but they don't really know the words to.
Yeah.
So that could be like a little Corona hack for the DJs that are going to start DJing soon.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
Corona hack. Yeah.
I actually thought about it the other day. I was like, what am I going to play when I go back into a club? Like, what's my set going to be? Because it's not going to be what it was when this started.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, whatever that last night I DJ'd, I remember it was in San Diego. It was like Sidebar on a Sunday night. Like, whatever I played that night, like, that's not going to work when this is over. Like, it's going to have to be an evolved set, and I'm going to have to go in there and really, you know, pull some rabbits out of the hat. Like,
well, before I talked to Cutswell, I asked myself, shit, what would I play? Like, I don't know if there's enough new solid music to play in the club.
Hits.
Yeah. And so I asked him, and I asked, have you been playing new music? And he said, yeah, a lot of new music. And I said, well, I guess I just have to sit in front of my laptop and sort through it to say, okay, this might work or that might work.
Yeah, those first gigs back for a lot of people, as far as like hitting the new songs.
It's going to be trial and error.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
You're going to figure it out real fast. You're going to be in and out of those records like,
Change is going to start out with Don't Rush.
Yeah, man.
All TikTok songs.
And that's another crazy thing that's happened during the quarantine is the TikTok effect. So we've been seeing data that these records will get massively huge. Megan Savage, the Don't Rush record, Tyga Bored in the House. Like, there's these records that are literally made for a TikTok moment.
Right.
They get really big really fast, and then they die really fast. And it's kind of like the Old Town Road type of situation that kind of led the way for that. Was that you know, they're massive hits. I think Drake, In My Feelings, was like that too. That was really a record that got so big so fast that it burned out just as fast.
Wow.
So like, we're seeing that happen more and more and more. You have these like ultra viral hits that, you know, on Friday, everybody's doing the dance. Yeah. But 2 Fridays later, there's a new dance. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that happens. Because if you go into the club and you play Don't Rush 3 months from now, people are going to look at people are going to look at you and be like,
you didn't change an outfit.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because there's actual data that shows people's interest in these records.
Right.
And it shows that they will shoot up the charts all the way to the top, and then they will fall right down.
Yeah.
So, we don't even know when we're DJing again.
Yeah.
So you can't even, right now, you can't even
put it set together.
Yeah. And if you look at the live streams, the Twitches, and everything everyone's doing, they're playing a lot of like old records.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like a lot of obscure album cuts. Like they're really digging and creating, different vibes, or, whatever the situation is.
I was asking the fellas, speaking on that, I was asking the fellas that a couple podcasts ago, do you think that
that's going to translate after?
Yeah. Do you think that venues, club bookers, owners, or whatever are going to be open to having that sort of programming?
We saw the theme party thing happen with like the Drakes versus Kanye's. Like we saw those happen like a couple years back. And I mean, that might be a thing now, because there's DJs here in Los Angeles that were just, in with the rest of the crowd, and then they broke out once they started streaming. And they've been playing obscure and old records.
Yeah.
And so those people are going to come out of this with a bigger following. And so what are they going to do when they're at Lock and Key or something like that?
Yeah.
Somewhere that can sustain something very niche. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
do you have a selection of tracks that you would recommend to any DJs?
As far as anything that's
like anything that's caught your eye that's been coming out in the last few months?
Anyone who's donated $10K or more.
Nah.
Is there a new Carnage coming out that you want to promote, or Roddy Rich?
That's the thing is, you know what I mean? I think we're still a while out from this. So whatever I say right now, by the time we go into the clubs, it's whatever. I mean, like what I'm listening to, just whatever comes out every week. It's my job Thursday night at 9 p.m. to listen to everything that's released. So I try to kind of like filter through all that and go, oh, I like this record a lot. I like this record a lot. And, if you listen to Real 923, plug.
Nice. There it is.
If you listen, and the new music that we pick, like a lot of that kind of comes out there in the mix show. So,
So that's your homework on display.
Yeah, it's just kind of like when you listen to the radio and you hear a song for the first time on the radio, like that's pretty much, what we're trying to do. We're trying to create that moment for you.
Sweet.
But yeah, with the internet and streaming and everything, and now that we have real-time data on everything, you could literally find out what's getting played in Burbank right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more secrets in music.
Yeah.
There's no more exclusives. There's no more, like the world premiere stuff. Right. Like a lot of it is artist direct now. Like you go to the artist's Instagram, as soon as they put it out, there's some type of link to listen to it.
Right.
That brings up something in my head that I've read, or this wasn't on the notes to go over.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of blindsiding you guys, but I read something that Dr. Dre said, that the social media is taking away the mystique of the artist.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole different landscape, and it hurts the artist. What are your thoughts on that? Because artists right now, every day on, so letting you know everywhere they are. And Dre's like, I don't want you knowing everywhere I am.
Everyone's on the hamster wheel right now. Everyone is trying to figure out a way to get your attention.
Except for Kendrick.
Everyone is, well, when Kendrick's album comes out, they'll figure out a way too.
Sure.
But everyone is trying to figure out how to get your attention. Everyone's attention span is so small. They're doing their best to just bombard you with stuff. I mean, like, shout out to Big Brother Khaled. Like you go to his Instagram right now, and I'll bet you he already posted like 100 things today.
Yeah.
And for some people, it really works. Like for him, he's doing really well.
Yeah.
Like the guy has his own Jordans. You know what I mean? Like it's working out. But yeah, as far as the mystique of it, you definitely miss that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't need to know everything, and I don't need to know the drama and, all the personal stuff. And I do wish that we would kind of like step back from that.
Right.
and really just take the art for what it is and consume it and celebrate it without all the distractions.
Yeah.
And I think, to Dr. Dre's credit, I mean, this guy's the GOAT. Like,
Right.
he's sitting there watching the circus being like, man, this is sad.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I do wish we could go back to that. But, the industry, the money, the machine, they want numbers.
Right.
And that's why it is how it is, because they figured out that you can create that.
I think that also comes from like we have our bias, like being from LA, right? So like you see everybody, and by seeing them on social media, you've probably followed somebody and felt like you already know them, even though you might have never met them.
For sure.
And I can only imagine that if you saw Michael Jordan back in the 90s.
Yeah, it was just Michael Jordan.
Like, you'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, I'd just be like, well, how long are his jeans? Like got
that Steve Harvey fit.
It's not as crazy, but times have changed. So
for sure.
like, it's different.
Being a kid growing up, even just like the radio guys, like, man, they were just celebrities. They were stars.
Right.
And it was like, if you were in the presence of some of those guys, it was just like, wow, this is that guy.
Yeah.
And nowadays, like that, it's not the same. It doesn't exist like that because people are just hit with so much entertainment, so many different ways.
Right.
Like, you probably have 10 apps in your phone right now that is like feeding you some type of useless information.
Absolutely.
Just to keep going.
Yeah.
Right.
The phone itself could be considered useless at some point.
At some point.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I need the selfie photo.
Yeah. Crazy.
But wait, moving on.
Yeah. Shout out to Double Down.
Yeah.
Jason, Zach, Monotone.
You keep fucking his name up.
That shit's funny.
Yeah.
And every time they say Monotone, I'm like, yo, man, one of these days they're going to spell your name right.
Oh
I mean, every time they say Monotone, one of these days they're going to spell and say your name right. It's Monotone.
Congratulations to the fellas and everybody over there at Double Down.
Yeah, so they're on Pitbull's Globalization now. You can catch them
Friday nights, right?
Friday mornings at 11 a.m. East Coast time.
Sirius XM channel 13.
Sirius XM channel 13.
So for us, it's going to be kind of early.
Yeah. That's
Wait, what time is
we
this
might have to
again?
catch the replay.
11 a.m. East Coast time.
Oh yeah, let us know where you put the Mixcloud up.
Yeah, we're
Shoot the
definitely
link
missing
over.
that.
Shoot the link.
Yeah.
Send me a screenshot.
And I speak for everybody on the West Coast. We're definitely missing that.
That's
we'll
for Danger.
catch the replay on
If Danger's not listening to
Danger's
it,
not listening.
nobody
You know we ain't.
I'm still in airplane mode at 8 a.m.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, shout out to those guys. I put out a mix recently for a club called Warp out in Japan. All up tempo shit. So
Securing
you want
gigs.
that?
Okay, let's go.
If you want that,
I can't wait to go
I
back
got
to
you.
Japan.
Are they opened up
What's
out
that?
there?
I can't wait to go back to Japan.
They're
That's
open.
special.
I had a whole trip planned out and everything. And
Really?
yeah.
washed
Well, you're in the toy game a little bit, right?
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Keeping it humble.
Little bit.
For those that don't know.
Yeah, man.
You go to that. You hit up that toy store.
I don't know what you're
out in
talking about,
Tokyo?
but yes, all that. all
I don't
those
believe you.
things,
Tell me more.
whatever you're thinking,
You go, whatever? Yes.
whatever it is,
Yes.
check.
You've been to that toy store out in
All of
just outside of Shinjuku in
All of
Tokyo.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or I think it is in Shinjuku.
It's
Yeah.
Akihabara,
That's
that's
fire.
where it is.
What's it called?
It's called Akihabara. It's called Geek Town in Tokyo,
Mhm.
and it's literally a neighborhood full of toys, video games, and like kind of like collectibles, electronics.
So heaven.
That's where I got
That is-
your
yeah, that's-
toys.
That is
Oh, the
heaven.
Medicom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About those there.
I just
shout
found those.
out to Medicom.
Yeah, I see a familiar face. Known this guy for a while. So
Yeah, man.
now I know how serious it is.
Yeah, bro.
Was there any other mixes or lives? Seems like everyone's on Twitch now.
Yeah, everyone. So talk about the fact that everyone has been moving over to Twitch, right?
The switch to Twitch.
The switch to
Yeah, the
Twitch,
switch
right?
to
Everyone is like, they've been sick of, IG, Facebook, whatever platform that they were currently streaming on, and they were like, "Listen, Twitch is obviously right now is the best option." Based off of whatever.
It's a way bigger, longer conversation that you guys could spend hours on. As far as like the legalities and rights,
right?
But basically, Facebook, which has Instagram, doesn't have the same deal with the music companies that Twitch and Amazon have.
But then Instagram puts out that commercial.
But then Instagram puts out that fucking promo.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna work on it now. But
it's 90 seconds, right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah, they have a 90-second rule that basically, because of all the rights and stuff. But Twitch actually has the rights for you to perform, just no replay.
Yeah.
They have a different type of rights.
Right.
So if you're going to, DJ live for an hour or whatever the case may be,
right,
the rights are different at Twitch, and that's why it makes more sense.
Right.
The only problem is they don't have the built-in audience outside of like gaming that Instagram or Facebook does.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody is doing the switch to Twitch movement campaign, because they need all the viewers, the consumer, to head over to this new platform. But the consumer should, because it is the future. Because if you don't know, gaming is going to be the biggest sport in the world outside of soccer in less than a decade.
Well, it's a sport in its own right. Nike's sponsoring.
No, it is. I'm telling you, it's going to be the biggest sport, actual sport in the universe.
Yeah.
Competing with soccer in less than 10 years probably. So everyone's going to be going there anyways. You might as well go set up shop
and get a head start on it.
Yeah, and get your handle going.
So you think they'll be able to sell out arenas just setting up a game?
They already are.
Yeah,
they already are. They already got this figured out.
I'm about to start a business and just start taking handles, and
I'm sure
I'm going to start charging.
I'm sure
people.
the music industry is going to tap in soon enough, though, when they figure out all this is happening, and probably maybe make it a little more complicated.
Right.
But hopefully things work out for the DJs, and there's some type of agreement that can be met. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For IG, you mean?
Just in general.
Oh, okay.
For everybody, because the way that music rights and laws work, it's just not meant for DJs. It's not structured for this.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and it's very complicated. It's not something where it's like you should just complain and they should just fix it, because there's a lot of technicalities when it comes to.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Yeah, like playing other people's art and them not getting paid.
I hate to say it, but like everybody who like complains about this, and you know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah.
Every day you can count on somebody saying, "Why can't you guys figure it out?
Yeah.
Why don't you?" Well,
they
should. It's so bigger than this.
They should figure it out. They should.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to the figuring
We need an answer. Like we need a solution.
Right.
They have to figure this out.
Right.
But it's just a little bit more complicated than just being like, Instagram should just let us rock.
Right.
It's not that easy. There's a lot of laws and a lot of people involved.
Hey man, you just raised $200K. Just pull another rabbit out your head. Get Instagram to clear it up.
Man, you got your next colleague.
There's a lot of people already working. There's a lot of people working on it. Yeah, I bet Lil B could fix this right now. If we call Lil B, he could get it figured out. I bet that. No, but there's a lot of people working on it, and it's, eventually they're going to come to a conclusion. It's just hopefully it's in the DJ's favor.
Right.
So and hopefully it's still a thing.
Let me ask you this. So how does someone like D Nice get around that situation?
Well, once you start breaking a certain number of viewers, that's bringing in a certain amount of income.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch your back.
Yeah, there might be some oversight. Like, I don't really know what it is. But I'm sure when Michelle Obama's tapping in on the IG Live, Instagram might, try to finesse that.
So on that point,
we'll pick up your tab.
On that point, they still cut Verzuz off though.
Recently.
Yes.
They still cut Verzuz off.
Because the 90-second rule,
After the 90-second rule, they still cut them off after that hour. You know what I mean? D Nice has been streaming.
Well, if the artist followed the rules of Verzuz, maybe they wouldn't get cut off.
I mean, that's a valid point.
You'll let the second verse ride. It's so good.
They are bringing.
We get it. We
they
heard
are
the
bringing
song.
in those numbers as far as when it comes to viewership, right?
Right.
They are bringing the caliber of
I think
viewership that come
it's
in
all a gray area though.
Yeah.
It's all a gray area.
I heard D Nice recently got cut off.
Yeah, they're
starting to tighten.
Yeah,
I'm sure they
like
had
last week or the week.
I'm sure they got some heat. So
yeah,
he ran up the water bill. Like Facebook's gonna be like, "Yo, you're cut off."
You had your moment.
He wore the fur coat to the boxing match.
He did.
Yeah. Stop with the hot showers for an hour. Lucas. Like chill.
Yeah, but no, it's one of those things where I think they'll eventually get it right, but it's way more complicated than them just flipping a switch.
Right.
Is there a Verzuz battle you want to see that you haven't seen yet?
I think everybody wants to see Dr. Dre and Diddy go at it.
Sure.
I think Kanye and Drake, people want to see that. I think that, Nicki Minaj and Chris Brown with all the hits that they have, people want to see them battle somebody, not each other.
Wasn't Chris
Lil
Brown
Wayne
lined up with Usher, or was that just gossip?
I'm not sure.
That was in the talks from what I've seen.
Yeah,
they were talking about that.
Lil Wayne is up there. 50 Cent is up there because of how many number ones.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I actually, from a credible source, have heard that they already have, 10 to 15 of these things already
lined up
set.
already, right? Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Any that you can speak about?
Nah, I'm not trying to get in.
Did you catch the 112?
He's not trying to get a Verzuz with Swiss Beats.
Nah, but I heard that they had technical difficulties.
Man, listen, when you get so excited about
You're right.
about two artists or two groups or whatever,
Right.
go after it. The same thing, when it was with Primo and RZA.
Yeah.
You get excited and then it just ruins the experience.
Yeah, you
for you.
schedule your day, you pop open a wine bottle,
It
and
was
you're just
fucking terrible.
sitting there with shitty audio.
Like the audio just made it so bad.
It's just crazy because we're in a time where we're going to look back at this 5 to 10 years from now and things are going to be so much futuristic. Like we're going to have the answers and solutions to all this shit.
Check it. It's going to be in your living room.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's going to be like
Holograms.
It's going to be like hologram dance battles.
Exactly.
But we're going to look back at this and be like, damn, they couldn't get that right. It's fucked up, but
Well, I was telling the guys
you got to think this is
yesterday-
the beginning of this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I was telling the guys yesterday that the idea of these matchups make you go, ooh.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
when it's happening, it's
The
like,
execution is just
ah.
terrible. Yeah.
but I also told them, I know it's not marked as the best one, but the T-Pain Lil Jon was the most entertaining, and they were actually battling. Oh, you're going to start off with that one? I was going to say that for the end. Cool, I'm going to start off with that one too.
Yeah.
It's all of that. That whole battle was entertaining to me. But the rest is just whatever from what I've seen.
But that's similar to how the Beanie Man and Bounty Killer one was.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were very entertaining.
Yeah.
They treated it like a battle, even though they were in the same room. And
They
it
had
seemed
fun
like
with it.
They had fun with
Did it
it,
for the
even though they
culture.
seemed like they were vibing with each other. But they were like,
Yeah.
people were like, oh, you played that? I got one for you.
Yeah.
And they both had their own DJs. They were set up next to each
Yeah,
other.
I mean, I
and they
think
both
the
were
way
spot.
that they executed it is the best way.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't have people mixing up right now with the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But definitely moving forward, out of this, there's a lot that's going to happen with this Verzuz.
Yeah.
This is literally just the beginning.
I imagine those guys are intelligent enough to evolve this thing into.
They have
The
a
best
lot. They
version.
have a lot of backing, and they have a
Yeah.
lot of partnerships that they've been working on, and
Yeah.
they're,
IG just needs to get it together.
They just need to fly out an engineer to each spot.
If another platform incorporates
Parks.
split screen, it's a
Wear a
wrap.
mask.
That's all I'm saying. If Twitch incorporates split screen, it's over. That's
Yeah.
all.
Hey,
I'm
move
saying.
it to OnlyFans. They got it.
Nobody's paying for subscriptions.
Verzuz, it's free.
It's
Subscription
possible.
is free.
Access code.
yeah, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
One-time access code for 1 hour.
Wait. Before I go on.
Pay-per-view.
So I've heard.
Pay per view, man. It's coming.
Pay-per-view.
Hey,
Yeah.
that'd be a smart move too.
So me and some friends have this argument that we've been going back and forth on, and I'm saying that the future will be a lot of subscription DJing in public places. What I'm saying is that somebody like Marshmello can be DJing at his house, and for a fee, venues can live stream this Marshmello set.
Yeah.
And everyone's telling me yeah, no, that's not going to happen. People are going to want to go to a club and see a DJ there. And I was like, no, they can have an opening local guy that, does whatever. But you would, if Drake was doing a concert and it was pay-per-view style and you could go to a venue and watch it with all your homies.
Like watching the Super Bowl.
Right. But I'm thinking that this might be, subscription-based entertainment for venues and people at home if you just want to watch it at home. No matter what the situation is. I think that we might be going towards that. And eventually it would all be virtual reality. but we're not there yet with the technology as far as like, you know, the rendering and all that.
So Marshmello would have to lower his rate for all this to work.
No, because think about it. If
because
you think about it, across the world, if he does a deal with a company that does pay-per-view and everybody's paying $10, $20, you have a venue that holds 1,000 people, you might be paying $1,000.
Right.
You know, if you add that up around the world, anybody that has Wi-Fi, like he's going to be clocking some serious bread.
And think about it. You can set up a green screen.
Right.
And your production like overhead is way down. You need 2 guys.
And if you want to even do production at the venue, you can still do that too.
True.
I don't know if this.
If you want to be the best place to watch it.
I don't know if this will work for guys like us who like actually read a crowd. Just, you know.
No, I don't think it'll be. It'll be like high caliber.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like people that actually supply and demand. They have the demand.
Because there is that one holographic like DJ in a box thing that exists right now.
But I think that might be something in the future, like pay-per-view, as far as or subscription-based something. Because I mean, imagine one of these companies goes to the top 10 DJs in the world and strikes a deal with all 10 of them, just like, you know, Hakkasan in Vegas did, or whoever.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Imagine someone goes and corners the market real quick,
Right.
and all of a sudden, you know, you're paying a subscription fee like you are for however you're getting your other entertainment, and you get exclusive real-time content that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Imagine. And you can play it anywhere, in your car, in your house, at a venue.
I'm sure those deals would look similar to like what Fortnite did with Travis and Marshmello.
Yeah. Like I've been having this argument. Everyone's like, nah, like you got to go to a club to like see, you know, it's got to be. And I'm like,
It's a different experience.
yeah, I'm like, no, this could be a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You think that will affect like festivals?
No, because I think that it'll like people will still want to go see Marshmello in real life.
Yeah.
And that's how they will do
the
that.
festival is like more of an experience.
Yeah, right.
Because you're
not paying $300 to go hang out for the weekend or whatever.
Hey man, festivals got canceled for a whole year at least for now. So we'll see.
But I bet all these wheels are turning and they're gonna figure out some type of way to.
Yeah, they're gonna monetize the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Make the most of what you got.
Yeah.
Who do you guys want to see in these versus battles?
I've been trying to figure out who to match up Busta Rhymes with. Q-Tip maybe. And then we tried matching up LL, and I don't think it's possible.
Who
LL had such a long career.
Yeah.
3 generations.
Big LA.
So I'd like to see Busta matched up with someone. You know, Eminem would be fun to see matched up. But at the same time, Eminem also has a lot of songs that don't match up well with a lot of hip hop artists.
Right.
So,
but he don't necessarily have to play those tracks. That's, you know, his catalog is
he's got
crazy.
hits.
But what do you think? Will he not play those tracks? Chances are he's gonna say, this.
I think it depends on his opponent.
Yeah.
Because if you put him against someone like Busta,
it's gonna be interesting.
But he might say, but I'm Eminem. I can do whatever I want. And this track was one of the hottest tracks, even though it's not your traditional hip hop song.
It'd be interesting to see who could go against the Eminem, because he was such like a pop sensation.
Yeah,
right.
Like he broke all boundaries.
Yeah.
The biggest thing ever.
Yeah,
Changed the game.
I saw that they announced a couple legends like Frank Hammond, and someone else.
Yeah,
I'm spacing here, but someone
Kurt Franklin.
Kurt Franklin. Yeah, they're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see because they can really go into any genre.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilera and Mickey.
We've all been wanting to see that one.
Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Calendar mark. Don't get me started with the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC.
That's what I want to see some of these high caliber artists do one. Right. I'm not saying that the ones that we've seen are not like, they're great artists. You know, we appreciate it.
I have a feeling they're going to expand it out.
Yeah, I want to see some of these high
Don't let Bieber get involved. He's going for the throat.
Oh, man. Who do you put against Bieber, though?
Yeah.
Ariana.
He said,
Ariana? No way. He smokes Ariana.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Who do you put against Bieber? Chris Brown?
Bring in Selena for the X battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they roll out. Like I said, they have a lot planned already.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Any
other things you'd like to?
No, I don't know. What else? How do I get one of these?
Well, that's off camera. We could talk about that.
You might have to dig in some of that money that you get from donations.
How much you make from GoFundMe?
Damn.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, make sure you guys tune into our globalization mixes on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or PDT. What is PDT? What's the D?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like PST
in the summertime.
PDT.
In the summertime, it's PDT. I don't know what the D
isn't it like a
stands.
daylight thing?
Pacific Daylight Savings Time.
Pacific Daylight Time.
Daylight Time.
You have a phone. Google
this week, let's see, who do we got this week? Fawn.
DJ.
Yeah, DJ Fawn from Houston. Shout out to him. Good guy.
Dope.
Let's hope we get some chop and screw stuff in there.
Yeah.
H-Town.
Pacific Daylight Time.
You can catch me in the mix on Real 92.3.
There you go.
10:50 a.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay.
See, I can do 10:50 a.m. on the
Pacific.
West Coast.
Yeah,
daylight
you can
time.
wake up and
Daylight
hear
time,
it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We'll tune in.
Monday through Friday, I do that. And then, I don't know what else. No clubs.
Let me ask you that.
I haven't had time to go live or anything.
I want to ask you a quick question about radio. I don't mean to cut you off, Mike.
Yeah.
Here we go.
How are the ratings with all the streaming platforms and stuff going on?
Los Angeles in particular, obviously there's less people in their cars, so there's less listeners.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So that's
you mean currently at the moment because of the quarantine.
If
thing.
you go outside right now, there's a lot of people in their cars. Yeah, LA doesn't care. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm saying because LA is considered.
But when all this was happening, there was way less people in the car, so listenership was actually down. But we all know that as soon as people can, LA has more people in their cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. More people in their cars than any city that I know.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Listenership in LA is very healthy.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah,
that's good. And then you guys have the app too.
Yeah, iHeartMedia has been really good about forward progress in technology. We've acquired a lot of tech companies, and we've been, really on top of as far as being the number one audio company in the world. We have an app and we have 800 stations across the country. Yeah. So, we're really on top of that stuff, and we take a great pride in kind of being the leader of the new way of doing radio.
Right.
Even if you listen to our station like Monday through Friday, our on-air personalities, they do a lot of content. Like you'll see a lot of interviews online with Big Boy or the Breakfast Club, our New York affiliate. You see a lot of that stuff, and we've been really aggressive with it.
Right.
So there's in other markets, you'll notice oh man, what are these radio stations kind of doing? But anywhere that there's kind of like an iHeart station, you'll notice that we're really on top of the technology.
Right on.
Sweet.
Dope.
Yeah. Make sure to check that out. Plug your socials.
At DJ Amen 3000 on everything.
On everything.
Consistency.
Yeah, man. Make sure to show them some love. Hit them up. Do not ask for money.
Yeah.
If you're on the list.
you can ask for money.
You can ask for money.
You can ask for money. Yeah, it's just I might run out by the time you hear this.
Yeah, I was going to say, keep an eye on Amen, because if someone drops 100K, he might open it up.
Yeah, man.
True.
Honestly, I would love to help all my homies across the country and even across the world. I don't know what the technicalities are with sending money to people in Japan or whatever. I'll cash out. But no, it would be amazing if we could do something like this and help all of our brothers and sisters that are hurting right now. I hope that more people step up and try to do something in their community.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That would be big. I'm doing as much as I can for California right now.
Yeah. Right.
And, blessed is the word, right?
Yeah.
It's I'm grateful that
get the mask.
People heard the call and, went into action. And, we talked about it before. It's this is a real thing. It's really helping people. People are actually receiving money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're, putting that money towards their rent or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, for sure.
Right on.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Man. Appreciate you.
Just like that.
Just like that.
We out.
And we out. That's right.